What you might hear on the Dad Podcast can be considered offensive. We have explicit content. You have been warned. Proceed with caution.
Titties!
You're listening to the Dad Podcast.
Let's get started.
Fuck those little kids. So the other day I was looking on podcasts because I'm trying to make this one grow, and I just get on sometimes in search. And September 20-something of 2022, 2 years after I started mine, some other guy started one and calls it the Dad Podcast, the same as mine. And what sucks about it is he's an ex-tennis player and famous person, and he gets actors and stuff on there and talking. I'm like, I'm screwed. Like, I've been doing this 5 years with this name. This guy comes on and just steals it. But because he's somebody who's known, I'm screwed.
Yeah.
I don't want to change the name.
L for you.
But Dan and Amelia did come up with something that's pretty good.
5 years with the same name and having to change it.
Right.
because
Well,
someone known takes
so
it.
they said Garage Talks, which works. I mean,
But it wasn't always the
But-
garage. It used to be.
no, it wasn't always the garage.
And it's still not always
But
the
what I could do
garage.
is I could have it like the Dad Podcast Garage Talks. I don't know. You know what I mean? But it's kind of long, but it just sucks. I don't want to change my name. But again,
It's been 5 years with the same
it's like,
name.
God dang it. Yeah. And then this person comes in and starts it 2 years after I've been doing it. Or 2.5. It was September of 2022. I started this, during or before COVID. I know it was in 2021. I've been on for 5 years now. So it's 3 years, I guess. I'm on my fifth season. And each year is a new season. So, yeah, this will be my fifth year. So I've been on for 4. This starts fifth.
Beat him up.
It just sucks. It's like, I don't know, obviously it probably costs a lot of money to copyright. And it's one of those things. Maybe it'll help. Maybe people will be searching that and find me instead. I don't know. But it sucks because I'm busting my ass to make this and someone comes along and takes it. And I don't know who the person is. But I know some of the people he was having on, like his very first episode, he was having on Corbin Burnson.
Who?
He's an actor. He goes, he's a really good friend of mine. I was like, fuck you, dude. I'm screwed. You remember, the movie Psych, or TV show Psych that I love? The dad. Sean's dad. I love the guy. Corbin Burnson is awesome. But it sucks. I don't have famous friends, so how can I compete with that, Just my bitching to start the show.
As you do.
So it's been a week and a day
And a day.
since me papa passed away. And I'm still getting the whole, I'm so sorry, how you doing? And I do get, they're just trying to be nice saying, I'm so sorry. But my response wants to be, why? Did you kill him? Did you murder my dad? Like, I don't know. Like the whole sorry, it gets old after a while. And I understand people are trying to be friendly. I do the same thing. I hear someone's parent died or somebody then like, oh, my dog died. Oh, I'm sorry. It's your dog. Who gives a fuck? No, but
They do, probably.
you know what I mean? Like, I wish it would stop. And when's it going to stop? And even people I didn't tell some of these people at work. And then they come over and come into my office and tell me, oh, I'm so sorry. How'd you even find out? I don't talk to you. I didn't tell you my dad died. So if you're out there telling other people my dad, leave me alone. It's none of their business. But I guess thank you for, I'm sorry, but please stop. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to be rude. I get it. They're being nice, but please stop.
Why? Why is that?
What?
On your wall.
My sword?
Yeah,
It's one of
why?
my swords.
Why do you have it on your wall, though?
Because there was a nail and I just put it on the nail. I want to hang up more, but I actually'd rather hang up because Carter got me, I have all my signed posters from the shows I've been to and stuff. I have a few more, like the Bare Naked Ladies one, my Fully Loaded tour from Burt Kreischer that I want to get framed and hung up. But Carter also bought me a Goonies poster and a Star Wars poster. But I want to get frames for all of them, so I'll probably hang those out here. But the problem
Why do
is
you want frames?
kind of a lack for wall. What?
Why do you want frames for them?
So they stay awesome.
My bad, girl.
Yeah, it is. But it kind of lack for wall. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I could try to hang them on the ceiling, but that'd be weird. Yeah, I don't know. Like, yes, my dad died. Yes, it was sad at the time. I'm over it now. You know, I do talk to his picture when I'm here sometimes. Sometimes, you know, I need to talk to him. So that was pretty nice that my stepmom, I guess, my dad's wife,
It's
Z.
weird hearing you call her stepmom.
I know
don't
because
why.
because I'm 45. You know, like who calls?
Why'd you say it like
It's
that?
my dad's.
45?
It's my dad's wife. Like I don't go around like, "Hi, mom," or you know, "This is my stepmom."
You don't even call your mom.
Exactly. You know, if I was to introduce her or say her name and introduce her, I was like, "This is Z, my dad's wife." I don't say, "This is my stepmom Z." And it's probably just because I am old. You know, I guess if I was a kid, say mom and I got divorced, right? And then your mom remarried, because I never will. But say she gets remarried. Will you introduce her husband because you're younger as your stepdad or your mom's husband?
I don't know.
Do you know what I mean? Like it's just, I don't know, just how I am, I guess. Like, I've sent her a couple texts, checked up on her a couple times, see how she's doing.
Mom was on FaceTime with her earlier trying to figure something out.
Taxes. Like my dad was an accountant. He handled all that crap.
Taxes.
And then the fucker goes and dies, and now he dies at tax time. This is literally like the one you couldn't hold out for a couple months, Dad.
How
Jesus,
often-
you selfish prick. Government takes their money, bastards. But yeah, so she was helping her with that. Going along with the death of me papa, what would you say is the number one item in your bucket list? You know what a bucket list is, right?
I don't know. Give me a minute.
Mine would be to snort coke off a hooker's ass. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. That's number 3.
Anyways.
No, mine would probably be to travel. Like I would love to see Ireland, Scotland.
Mine would either be travel the
stuff like
world
that.
or actually practice the guitar. Actually learn it. I have 2 of them.
Where would you like to travel to?
Anywhere that I haven't been yet. So anywhere. That's not
Wow.
Oregon or California.
Kind of lame, child.
Maybe.
On the Book of Faces.
Just interrupt me, I guess.
Yeah, you were still thinking. It looked like
Ireland.
the way smoke was coming out your head. I figured it was going to take a while. On the Book of Faces, I follow pictures from Scotland, pictures from Ireland. Like that's not what it's called, but that's usually what it is. It's like, and it shows, and like Scotland and Ireland are, first off, have an awesome, rich history with like knights and castles. You know what I mean? And I would love to go see the ruins of all those. It's just so green and awesome. And Irish ladies have a sexy
Dad.
accent.
Stop.
So
Talk about your Irish ladies.
well, yeah, dang.
Dad.
I also found out last week. So my dad did one of those 153andMe's or whatever they call it, 23andMe. That's what it is. 23. It's to find out your lineage or whatever.
Oh.
And so he is. I guess he found out he was like 65% Irish. I had no clue. From what I've been told growing up, we were mostly German, but it sounds like that's wrong. So sounds like I've got some Irish in me, which explains my drinking.
Alcoholic.
But it would be cool to go see those kind of places. That would be my number one on my bucket list. It would be to travel the world.
What's
you know what
New
I mean?
Orleans like?
New Orleans is awesome.
I want to go there.
It's dirty in parts,
Well, places aren't at this point.
but it's awesome. So what I don't parts would be cool for you, especially like the history. Seeing the plantations, learning the history of that.
That's why I want to go down there.
The cemetery tours are awesome. All the death and just the history of even the people who died. It's just it's really cool. But it's also a giant bar town. The famous street, Bourbon Street. Every building on Bourbon Street is pretty much a bar. But that's what it is. This is a party area. But yeah, no, there's a lot of cool there. I really like the area. I wouldn't want to live there. Crime rate's huge. Also, it's like hit the most with hurricanes and other shit. But it is awesome. And there are parts that are really beautiful. And then there are parts that are like, oh, okay, that's a dude's testicles. Yes. But it's cool. I think it'd be cool to see. I mean, there's a lot here in the United States I want to see. I want to see Chicago. I want to see Detroit. I want to see New York.
Why? New York, I get, but
Because they have history too. Like Detroit is like, that's like where rock and roll and cars and,
okay.
you know, Nashville. I really want to see Nashville.
Okay.
You know, like big cities like that. I would love to go see the Mall of America. I've never seen it. You know, another one would probably be to zipline. I'm terrified of heights.
Ziplining would be fun.
So I would want to
What is your opinion
do
on
that.
bungee jumping?
Fuck no.
Okay.
I do not trust my life to a giant rubber band and a piece of Velcro. Not a
Why?
chance.
Doesn't it sound fun?
No.
Why?
Well, first off, I'm fat.
That's not the point.
So I'm going to get down there and they're going to think that rubber band's going to pull me up and it's either going to snap or I'm going to stretch it to its limit and smack my face on something and then I'm dead. No, I'm good.
Okay.
Yeah, skydiving, maybe that's probably how I will die. I'll be like, let's do it. And I'll jump out of the plane and have a heart attack. But ziplining would be on there. And I don't know, like if I could do the whole, what's it called? What's it? Make-A-Wish. I would want to have a meal with somebody famous, but not just anybody. Like I'd have to think about it and pick. I mean, who? I mean, there's so many I would love to do it with, but you know what I mean? It's like, I'd want somebody who had good stories to tell or that kind of shit.
I can hear you chewing on your. No,
I'm not chewing anything.
Gross. Nasty.
Let's see. You're lame, so you don't read.
I can't read, actually.
If you could live anywhere in the world, where would it be?
No. You answer first.
Well, the problem with this is I see.
I don't know many places though.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like I see pictures of the beautiful parts of everything, but
You don't really know what it's like.
I don't know what it's like to live there. Yeah. So as of right now, if I was just to pick, I'd be lame and I'd be the Oregon coast. It is literally my happy place. Like I love being there, and it's weird because it's it's got the gray and the gloom and the.
But that makes it better, in my
that-
opinion.
Yeah, me too. I love that. I don't like the sun and the heat and the bull crap.
I like when it's rainy. I like the smell of it.
Me too. I love the rain. I could even deal without snow in the winter to live there. You know what I mean? I would like to say that I would love to move to Ireland or Scotland or, you know what I mean? But I don't know what it's like living there, so I can't say that's where I'd want to live.
I'd have to agree with you on the Oregon, at least for now.
So I think I know your answer to this next one I want to ask.
Okay.
What is your go-to comfort food? Takis.
No.
That is your go-to comfort food. That's all you ever asked for. Well, give me a bag of Takis. On your way home, you got me some Takis.
Yeah, but if it was like, I don't know. I probably wouldn't choose that for a comfort food, though. It's not very comforting in my opinion.
Well, see, I don't know. What's a comfort food?
I honestly have no clue.
To me, like,
Food you'd go to if you, I don't.
well, is it,
I don't know,
I don't think I have a comfort food. Like, things I like to eat. I love my Jelly Bellies. I love popcorn, but like air popped movie theater type popcorn. Bag popcorn's okay, but I also love Cajun food. I love, I mean, look at this belly. It's obvious I love food. What's your favorite hobby?
Never thought about that. Do I even have any hobbies? No.
Yeah.
Like what?
Drawing.
But I'm not good at drawing. It's weird.
I think you are.
Agree.
Searching Pinterest for funny memes.
Those pop up naturally.
Printing Danny DeVito pictures.
It only happened a couple times.
Mine would probably.
Wait, comfort food is food that provides a nostalgic or sentimental value to someone.
See, and I guess popcorn could be that because it does. I love the movie theater. I hope they never close. It is sad because it is getting there.
It is?
Where less people are going to the movies. It's all streaming
That
now.
makes it better when you go to the movies.
People would rather sit home and stream. But it's going to take away from it. I love the theater. I love going. And I did, like when we were younger. Like I said, my parents got divorced when I was young. But my brothers and my sister and I, we would always go to the theater in the during the
Well, how much
summertime.
did it cost then?
Like $2.
Exactly.
But
How much does it cost now?
$14.50. Yeah, it's ridiculous. But so I guess going could kind of, I mean, there's the excitement of it to me, but also like it kind of is nostalgic a little bit. So I guess popcorn could be counted as a comfort food there. Other than that, I really don't have a food that brings me back to nostalgia. Food's food. Like, I mean, I could say, oh, spaghetti. I ate that as a kid. I ate everything as a kid. Like, I don't trust.
As a kid,
It wasn't food to me or food at all.
wasn't food at all. Like grass, dirt,
worm?
rocks. Oh, wasn't expecting that, but okay.
I obviously ate dirt. I'm a boy. We ate dirt.
It's not an excuse. Your excuse.
They dared me, and I ate the worm. Whatever. I don't know.
It's kind of gross.
This is what it is. It was dead, crunchy,
That's even worse.
shriveled up from the sun. It was fine.
That's
It's like a French fry.
gross.
But yeah, I don't have. I mean, I love Cajun food. It's probably my favorite food is Cajun food, but I'm not brave enough to try it here. Like I'm talking Cajun food while I'm in New Orleans. The real Cajun food, not, oh, there's a place here in Boise, Idaho. Because first off, not fresh. And anywhere that claims here in Idaho, period, fresh seafood, bullshit. We're not near the sea. You have to fly that shit from Oregon or California or Washington. That's not fresh. Might have been fresh yesterday. It's not fresh now, so don't call it fresh. But, yeah, so I guess popcorn for me. You sticking with Takis?
I said no to Takis. Got caught a bit of spider.
What would you do with lottery money if you won?
Buy stuff I don't need, like I do with my money now.
That's it?
Yeah, more Edgar Allan Poe books, probably records. I don't know.
I have two. I mean, there's a lot I want to do.
You would spend on drugs.
Yes, but on the good ones.
Oh, okay.
No meth in this body.
Not that we know.
Some shrooms, some peyote, maybe some acid. No cocaine though.
Okay.
That happened once, and that was it.
Whoa.
Two things. So there's, like I said, there's a lot I would want to do, but the two things that I dream about doing. Besides my podcast, I would love to have a studio and just do this. I would want to open up kind of like a Big Al's type building. With the bowling alley and the bars.
Oh.
But make it like an 80s theme, like buy
Cool.
a mall or something like that, So you have a bowling alley, but it's all 80s music and the 80s lights and how it was, the restaurants were food from the 80s and they're set up just like it was in the 80s. Movie theater that played only 80s movies, stores that sold clothes that look like they're from the 80s. Like, because that was...
What would you call it?
I don't know.
Well, you better think about it. You never know what can happen.
Flashback. I don't know.
Oh.
Back to the Future.
Okay. Anyways.
So that's one of them. The other thing to go along with the podcasting is a bar, but not like the way bars are now. And I don't know if you've ever seen the TV show Cheers, but kind of like that.
I have not.
So that back then, they were like...
When you say back then, it makes you sound old.
I am old.
I know, but I'm just saying. Or when you say when I was a kid, it makes you sound even older.
It's like, so now they're like darkened and dim and they have like, they're loud and annoying. Like this kind of bar is like a local neighborhood kind of bar. And I'm not saying like put it in the subdivision, but you have your regulars who come in.
You say but I obviously don't know.
You
I'm
don't.
15.
Check out Cheers and you'll understand.
I don't want to.
Shut up and do it.
Okay.
Like the regulars and they go in and they have a beer and you talk and it's just not dimmed. It's not I don't know, just like a kind of like that kind of thing. I just think bars and clubs have turned into a young person crap. It sucks now, and they're not. A lot of them aren't fun to go to, and that's why your mom and I go to just the same one because it's closer to what I like and what she likes, and of course it has the bar food she loves. But something like that. But what I always thought it would be cool is to have that bar, right? And then the back is hooked up as the podcast studio.
Mm-hmm.
And so like you could interview patrons of the bar, you know, because I mean, think about some of these people. Like even just going into an old folks home, I need to look into that. Maybe I can set that up and and talk to the old people in these. They have so much to say, and they like my stepdad's. And I call Marvin my stepdad because him and my mom have been together for a long ass fucking
How
time.
long have they been together?
30 years or so.
Dang.
I was a freshman when they got married. I was a freshman in high school when they got married.
Because you were about 15.
But they were together before that.
So they've been married for about 30 years, though.
Yeah, somewhere around there.
You don't know.
Yeah.
Okay.
But when his dad was still alive, we'd go up there, they'd make us. We were young, nobody wants to go hang out with old people when you're like in high school and junior high, but we'd go sit with them and eat their nasty sandwiches because, those old people like, oh, this is good. Here, eat this. Like, is that cat food? Thanks. But
it is cat food.
Probably. He had a lot of stories about, and I want to say it was World War II, but he flew planes. He was a pilot for World War II. And when he was lucid, because he had Alzheimer's and stuff, but the stories were just awesome. And he was old because his wife's name is Bessie. And nobody names their wives Bessie anymore. They name their cows Bessie, but not their wives.
Your wife.
I name my wife.
No, you
She goes, nobody names their kids, sorry, Bessie anymore. But he named his plane after her, like just all those stories. And what planes I'm talking about, like they had the pinup girl painted on, that. So it was cool hearing those stories. And I'm sure there's so many people in these retirement homes that have those kind of stories to tell. And who are they telling?
Each other.
They probably feel lonely in there. Some of them look cool. I want to live in a retirement home. Some of them have theaters and bowling alleys, and it's like and then restaurants that you don't have to pay at because it's part of your thing. Like that's how you get your food. You go to the restaurant. I'm like, feed me, bitch.
Probably tell the nurses there and stuff.
Yeah.
You probably don't even care.
Probably, yeah. But I think that would be cool. But
why
like,
are you picking out your jelly beans one by one?
That's a root beer, and that's a not. But I think that would be cool. Is the that kind of local bar with the podcast in the back, and you can just interview. If someone wanted to, they can sign up for it or something, and you can bring them back and interview them. I just think that would be cool. Mm-hmm. So, anything on you?
No.
You just spend it on Temu.
No, what? No, what?
TikTok store?
No.
What?
I already told you. I answered before you did.
Yeah, you said you buy stuff you don't need.
Yeah.
That's where you buy stuff right now.
Nuh-uh. I don't have money in my card.
I know. Okay, I'm sorry. That's where you make me buy you stuff.
But like I told you, probably go down to like a bookstore or something. Records. I don't know.
Okay.
Maybe buy a car.
Not maybe. You probably should.
Yeah. But
so,
anyways.
If you could travel through time.
Oh my goodness.
What time period?
I can't travel through time.
If you could, what time period would you go back to?
Either 70s or 80s. Don't know why. Just
because they were a good time.
The thing is, like, I say that because like pictures and stuff on it, but it probably wasn't the best with how, like, do you get what I'm like? I'm not trying.
I think the 80s were the best.
But like, I'm not talking about like the time period and like clothing and stuff. I'm talking about like how people are treated, how you treat people and stuff. Like, do you get what I'm saying? Like racism, homophobia, and stuff like that.
Yeah, no, I get what you're saying there.
It would be cool to go to a Queen concert.
Which, in me growing up in the 80s, like, I know it was awesome. But yes, there was that. But it's not like that's any different now.
Yeah. It's really not.
People try to act like it is and like, oh, we're woke. And I think I'm using that word right. But they're not. People are pieces of shit. Mm-hmm. And I'm sorry to say that. I hate saying that.
I don't know how accepted it was back then, but I do feel like there's at least a bit more acceptance to it, but it's
in
still
certain areas,
bad.
But also the sad thing was it was hidden more. Mm-hmm.
So I don't get why, but do you?
Me either. Like, be you and be happy about it. I would want to travel back to live in the 80s again. But to see, I'd want to go all the way back.
All the way back to when?
To when dragons were still roaming the world and knights and you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I really don't know what era that is. It's been a long time since I've been in school, but you know what I mean? Like kings and queens and
history, they taught about it, but I can't really.
Just to see.
Renaissance.
You know?
No, that wasn't Renaissance. Maybe
But-
it was. I don't know.
Yeah, I think maybe. I don't know. But just to see. Like, obviously, I wouldn't fit in very well. I'd be like, all right, this is cool. Let's go.
Let's leave right now.
But, yeah, the 80s, I loved the 80s. But I would probably see all of them. Like, I would love to see what it was like in the 60s, the 50s. You know, go to an old diner in the 50s and see them in their poodle skirts and stuff. Like, that'd be...
What was the first concert you've ever went to? What band? Do you remember?
Yeah, it sucked. It was Dixie Chicks.
Never heard of them.
Yeah, they were a country group that was big in the 90s, and then they said some stuff they shouldn't have and kind of got canceled. They're coming back now, but they call themselves just the Chicks now. But I went with the girls, with some girls, and it was whatever, not my thing.
How many concerts have you been to? Do you know?
Oh, my goodness,
just
no.
estimate,
A
just
lot.
guess.
30.
Dang, what was your favorite?
Jack Black, Tenacious D. It was Tenacious D, Jimmy Eat World, and Weezer. And Weezer and Jimmy Eat World were great, but Tenacious D was fucking awesome. He puts on a show. My second favorite, Bowling for Soup. And it was in a small, I mean, it's here in Boise. It was in a small area,
When did you
arena.
see these?
Huh?
When did you see these? What year?
Oh, my goodness. 90s?
Dang.
Yeah. Actually, I think Jack Black Tenacious D was in early 2000s, but Bowling for Soup was in the 90s. It was awesome.
Oops.
It was really cool. I just like those kind of music too. It was just fun. Yeah, I'd probably say Dixie Chicks were the worst one. And I'm not saying because the song sucked. It just wasn't my thing. But yeah,
What would you do if a giant spider crawled down the wall and started crawling towards you?
I would scream like a girl. And if I can't get to my gun, I'm running inside.
You're gonna shoot a spider?
Yeah, I will. And then if I can't get to the gun, I'm running inside and I'm leaving you alone in here with it.
Dang, that's hurtful. That's rude. I put it in your
So-
jelly beans.
You don't have a partner, so I can't ask you how did you and your partner meet. But do you know how me and your mom met?
No.
Do you want to know?
Sure. Maybe. Do I?
My dad. My dad introduced us.
Really?
Yeah. So your mom was a waitress at a bar that he frequented.
I didn't know
And
she waitress at a bar.
yeah.
Maybe I did.
That and I mean, I guess technically too. This was an actual bar, but she also worked at a restaurant, which had a bar hooked to it, and sometimes she'd work the bar too. But
When did you guys meet? What year?
06.
So Carter was about a year, close to a year.
He was when I met your mom. He was 9 months old.
Okay.
So my dad called and said, I have somebody who wants you to meet because she needs help moving. And I told her you would help her. So I went to the bar. I met her. A couple days later, I helped move her and Carter out of her boyfriend's apartment. 3 months after moving her out of her boyfriend's apartment, her and I were married. So we did not know each other long before we got married, but we're going on 18 years now.
That's crazy.
Right?
November.
And
November what?
21st.
Dang.
You know what's really crazy
I
is
don't know why I always thought it was like the 17th or something.
when I told my dad we were getting married, his response to me was, I give you 6 months. So every year on my anniversary, I would call him and be like, it's a year, Dad. It's 5 years, Dad. It's 10 years, Dad. You know what I mean? Now I'll just have to come out here to the garage and tell his picture there. It's 18 years, Pops.
You were wrong.
Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy because that's the way I usually tell people. They're like, how did you meet? I was like, I moved her out of her boyfriend's house, and then 3 months later, I married her. Because that's literally how it was. There was really not a lot of dating that we did. Like, it was just, I don't know. And I think it is true. Like, you can't just meet somebody and be like, okay, in a year I'll know. You know when you know. There's no set time frame on when you know. It just happens. And I still don't know about your mom.
Whoa.
One of these days I'll figure it out.
Calm down.
But yeah, it's crazy that, very short time, but Yeah, it is funny. That was my dad was the reason we met. And so when the night he passed, your mom was crying. Mm-hmm. And we got back to the hotel and she told me she feels bad because she didn't feel like she had the right to be sad about it. Mm-hmm. And so I looked her in the face. I was like, what do you mean? I was like, you knew him first before you knew me, but also he introduced you to your most favorite person in the world, sexiest man you ever been with. You should be sad that he's gone.
You're just assuming things at this point.
But no, I mean, she's been in his life for probably 19 years. You know what I mean? So, yeah, she had the right to be sad and cry. And, it's one of the things like Carter was around my dad so much when he was young because I was always over there so even Carter has known my dad longer than any of these other people in his life, the other grandkids and everything else. So Carter went to Moscow. My dad and I took Carter. We took a trip to Moscow to see Josh, and I think it was actually Josh's graduation. And Carter was dancing on the bar top at the restaurant Josh and I were cooks at, and so it's not like she didn't know my dad. Mm-hmm. So why couldn't she be sad? She had every right to be sad. Mm-hmm. It didn't really hit me until the next morning.
Yeah.
And then
you told me, Riley. I know about that.
And then last week at work, it was like Tuesday, kind of blew up on Carter. People, if you fucking smoke, quit now. Okay? It's stupid. Horrible death. But happier thoughts. I had a 4-pound shit this morning.
Why are you wearing your headphones like that?
That's what I'm in my sexy do.
It's already all messed up anyway.
That's what it looks like. It'll flatten it, and then I'll look like your brother, and I'll have a headband. But, you have a role model? Somebody you look up to? Famous, not famous?
If you're thinking it's you, no.
Oh, God, no. I should not. I'm telling everybody right now, I should not be anybody's role model, period. Okay?
Not that I can think of right now, but maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, see people have, my whole life, people have asked, I don't fucking know. Who's your role model?
Probably someone.
Randy Macho Man Savage? I don't know.
Who?
He's a wrestler from the 80s and 90s.
Oh.
I don't. I mean,
I probably do, but I can't think of it.
Right, there's all kinds of people to look up to,
But there's also people who you think you can look up to and turn out
they can't, yeah. So that's a really hard one.
There's a lot of YouTubers who are very popular in 2020. One's a kind of molester kind of thing now, or was accused of it. Another was accused, and they were all part of the same group. Another was accused of abusing his girlfriend, and they're obviously broken up now. And she came out about it, and that's how we know. And then I think there's another famous YouTuber or something who's raped his girlfriend and stuff. You think you can look up to him, and then all this comes out, and you're like, oh.
And they're on their to be role models kind of thing. One your mom would probably say is that stupid Taylor Swift.
I'm not a big fan of her.
I'm not either. And look,
I just don't like her music that much.
I can't stand her music. It's not my thing. And cool, maybe she really is a good person. I don't know. I keep hearing your mom's like, oh, just watch her documentary. She donates money. Cool. You know how many football players donate money and they still get a bad rap that they're not good people?
Mm-hmm. No, well, no.
So,
I don't.
Well, I mean, I'm just saying, a giant majority of them literally donate money, do this. Keanu Reeves. Mm-hmm. You know what? There's a good role model. He does too. He's an awesome actor. I like Keanu Reeves. And he does. He donates so much of his money and time. Same with Ashton Kutcher. And people just think he's a giant idiot. The dude is very smart. He's a funny actor, and he donates a lot of money to charities and helps. Mm-hmm. So we're all these names. Who gives a fuck about Taylor Swift? Sorry, people. If you like Taylor Swift, you're, what do they call a Swiftie? Okay? You suck. Don't do that.
Dad, don't be mean. People
all right.
can like who they want to
You don't suck. Like whoever you want. Just not Charlie Manson.
Who's that?
He was a murdering freakazoid.
Oh.
The one who had the swastika tattooed on his forehead, died in prison.
I don't know if I know.
Okay.
I've heard the name, but...
Look him up. It's bad. That was in my mind today because your mom and her death shows in the mornings on weekends. And
I don't know why she starts her day off like that.
Right? Who wants to start the day off with that?
Weird way to start your day.
Drinking her coffee and watching death. I don't know.
It wakes you up, I guess.
But yeah, when I came down this morning, there was a show about him was on, and like he mind washed, brainwashed, whatever these girls, and they're the ones that end up murdering for him. I mean, he murdered people too.
That's
I think
crazy.
the count was 35 for him or something, but he would start each day getting all his followers. It was like a cult too. He drug them all up with LSD, and so it's like he was a horrible person. So he's not a role model to anybody. Okay, I'm telling you right now. Neither is that stupid Andrew Tate dipshit. He may
completely forgot about him.
Yeah, he
kept it that way.
he may be able to whoop my ass in a fight. I'm not a fighter. That's fine. He is cool. He could kick my ass. I don't care. He's a piece of shit human being. Not a role model. Moving on. And then still moving on. Do you have a personal motto?
Huh?
A personal motto.
Oh, I don't.
Like Carpe Diem, seize the carp. I'm not even gonna laugh at that. Jesus, that was a good one.
Was it though?
Oh, okay, it was an
Was
okay
it
one.
really?
It was an okay one. How about a saying you like? Anything there? Like mine, some people feel the rain, others just get wet. Like I love that one.
Well, there are a lot of I like, but off the top of my head right now. Well, I know I saved one, but I think it's just the Carpe Diem one.
So while you're looking that up, one that I love was from a movie. Okay. But it is so true, and it's also how, I guess it could be a motto plus like a motto or a way to live your life, whatever, but also a saying was, you can't take life too serious, you never get out alive. And it's kind of funny, if you think about it, but it's true. Like, just have fun, enjoy life. Like, shit's going to happen. Get over it.
I have Memento Mori, Carpe Diem.
Oh,
saved.
yeah. I have that coin in my pocket.
Remember, you must die, seize the day.
Yeah. Seize the carp.
Dad, you gotta stop. Knock it off.
Okay.
But there are a lot of good ones out there.
If you could pick one thing about you that you think people are surprised to learn about, what do you think it would be?
I don't know. What do you think?
For you, I don't know because I know you, so I'm not. There's nothing about you that surprised me because I know.
What do you assume would surprise people? Because I don't know. I tend to listen very well to people.
I think so. I think for any of you kids, it would be that I'm your dad. Like if
Why?
people meet me first, because I'm not a quiet, reserved, kind of laid back person, and you kids are. Do you know what I mean?
Well, we get that from Mom.
I'm loud and obnoxious and in people's faces. And
We know.
so when people see you, what's really crazy? You ready for this one?
What?
I was you in high school.
L.
My brothers were the loud, obnoxious idiots, like so much so that our school librarian and principal were shocked that I was related to James and Josh because I was good grades, quiet, and James bet his teachers and was in the office every hour.
James went to his teachers?
He had bets with his teachers that he could get into the office and be okay. Or no, he had a bet with the office aide that he can get out of every class and show up in the office. Did
he do it?
He did it. James volunteered to be tased by the police when they came in and were talking. Also pepper sprayed. But that's James. He's an idiot. But yeah, I think for me, people are my love of music, I guess, is probably what surprises people the most because it's everything. Like I like it all. One of the bigger ones is when they hear me. I don't know, listening to country. I don't know why that shocks people, but
You just don't look like the person.
well, that's what I'm saying. Is it the hair, the tattoos? It was really bad when I had the Wolverine spikes, the chops, eyebrow piercing, ears pierced, tongue piercing.
And when was this?
Before I met you.
Well, obviously, Donald.
This was back probably a good portion of time. Let's see, between 99 and 2005. I had hemp ankle bracelets, Like I was just, so I look like this, like just punk rock and roll listening dude, which I do. I love my rock. And I would start listening to country music. All right. Hold the doors open for old people. And they're like, I'm like, yeah, I'm a nice guy. Go in.
Get moving.
But yeah, I would think my music, there's no other way to say it but my love of music. 'Cause I love music. I listen to music every day. And it just depends on my mood or what I'm doing on what type I listen to. But yeah, I think that's probably the biggest shocker or surprising thing to people.
What about mom? What do you think would be for her?
That she's married to me.
Yeah. Shocks me sometimes too.
Yeah, because, I mean, look, her job tells her everything there is. She's boring. She's an accountant.
Okay.
Off the top of my head, that's all I can think is that she's married to me. When they find that, like, whoa, okay. That is a shocker.
Still shocks me to this day. It's been going on my whole life.
What one thing are you most afraid of?
I know for you it's heights.
Yeah, but you ever hear that explained? It's not really being high that is the fear. It's the falling from that high.
I talked to you about it on Monday.
Well, I don't remember Monday.
Well, that's because you're a butthole and you're old.
And I drank heavily this weekend. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, you kind of.
Well, I'm not kidding about drinking
2
heavily, but it
days.
didn't make me forget.
Honestly, could be so many things.
Spiders.
Spiders.
I think I would rather
they're
deal with.
creepy, they're gross, but
I'd rather deal with heights than spiders.
probably losing a loved one, which
I've lost a few, so I'm used to it.
losing a loved one that I'm super close to, probably like immediate family.
Oh, like Riley?
Why was he the first to come up here?
Because I know you and him are close. You guys act like you're mad at each other, but
That's
I don't
because
know.
he's annoying and a bully. 13 years old and bullies me.
He's your
How
little brother.
rude. How rude.
That's what we did. Little brothers bully.
Don't care.
Older brothers bully. The problem with
Carter
you,
doesn't bully me.
he does in his mind.
Oh, dang. That hurts.
The problem with you is that you could whoop his ass, but you're a giant pansy and don't do shit about it.
Rude. Actually, he says something mean and I look at him, he's like, sorry.
Exactly. You could easily whoop his ass.
How about when we were upstairs and he was yelling that, I don't know, I was hitting him or something, and he was just laying on the floor and I was just standing next to him. I was like, what are you doing?
So I'm gonna ask a couple more, and then we'll end it. But if you could have one superpower, what would it be?
I've thought about this sometimes, but I've never been able to decide. Probably time manipulation. Slow down time, speed up time, whatever I want. What about you?
So I'll tell you what I think, and you tell me if you accept it. Mine
I
would
don't
be
accept anything from you.
Green Lantern's ring.
I don't remember what it does.
Everything.
Oh.
So when he puts on the ring, then he can create a giant fist to catch somebody or punch. You know, like it lets him
Why'd you
do
catch
whatever
somebody
he
with your
can think
fist?
of. He can do.
Why'd you catch somebody with the fist? You probably punched them.
I giant hand is what I meant to say, but anyways, but
I accept
because
but
that
pick
kind of
something that
gives
does only one thing. Like speed.
it would be flying.
Why do you want to fly? You don't even like heights. You confuse me.
Because I can control that. Like if I'm flying and I'm controlling it,
But you look weird flying low to the ground.
I wouldn't. See, and that's the thing because
would.
No, because if it was me and I could fly, then I would know I could land just fine. I wouldn't fall from the sky.
But what if you suddenly lose your powers while you're up in the sky?
Well, then I'm fucked. Hopefully I can spread my fat and I can glide.
Like a flying squirrel?
I always thought about it, like Superman. I think is one of the lamest superheroes. And
Why not Batman?
Because Batman's not a superhero. There's nothing super about Batman. You can call him a
Bad
hero.
guys.
You can call him a hero. That's
don't.
fine. But he's not a superhero. Neither is Iron Man. The only thing those two are super rich. Well, except Iron Man's super smart too because he built his shit. Batman doesn't even build his own shit. He has other
He
people
just
do
has
it.
the money.
He's just super rich. That's the only
Fire.
super thing. But I like the invincibility, the flying.
What's your favorite superhero? Marvel or DC? Doesn't matter.
I really love. There's 3 that are
Not
all
Green Lantern, though.
yeah.
Okay.
Green Lantern,
I said not him.
Deadpool,
Put him back.
and Aquaman.
Okay.
Those 3, it's all like a tie.
I said not Green Lantern. Why'd you still say him?
You cannot tell me
Yes,
not. If
I
you're
can.
asking my favorites, you can't
Well, when
tell me.
it's super obvious, you can't pick that one.
But, yeah,
Jelly bean.
I think, like, I would love to be able to. I think, though, to go along with flying, you'd have to be able to turn invisible because then people see you if you're not invisible. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And then they want to cut you open and dissect you and inspect you and all that shit.
I don't think anyone would want to cut someone open. Well, that's why some people do.
Yeah.
They're weirdos.
So yeah, Green Lantern's ring. If you accept that, that's my choice.
I suppose I'll accept it.
Okay, here's the last one.
Ew, that was bubblegum.
If you worked in a circus, what would your job be?
Like
Anything. Ring announcer, the dude that sets up and tears down, the bearded lady, strongman, what would you think your job would be?
probably not the ring announcer. I don't think I'd be able to do that. Probably. Wait, what are some, like, other than the ones you named, what are some circus?
Clowns.
I want to be a clown.
Trapeze artist.
I want to be a clown.
I would say clown would probably be what I would be too, but I think I could also do the ring announcer thing.
I don't think I'd be able to do that. That's a lot of people. And they'd have to hear my voice. With a clown, I could be silent and scare them.
Right? All right. Well, if I say you can take us out, are you gonna?
No.
Are you gonna know how?
No.
All right. Well, dad bods out, bitches.